far as the US President-elect Donald Trump and his expansionist ideas are concerned, because this time he has proposed a merger between the United States and Canada, not happening for the first time now, but this is the map that he has now shared on his account. Oh, Canada, he goes on to say, as far as this region, which is actually known as the territory of the United States of America, has now included Canada as well. Now, Donald Trump, who has been sharing this map depicting Canada as part of the United States, seems to be reiterating his vision of Canada becoming the 51st state or the US state, as part of the broader expansionist agenda that he has promoted since winning the November 2024 elections. Now, the President-elect Donald Trump has been the idea of making Canada the 51st American state ever since he met Prime Minister Justin Trudeau after winning the 2024 elections, where he is also mentioned in the several social media posts and timeline, in some time also referring to Prime Minister who resigned on Monday as Governor Trudeau. Let's get in a word from Srinjoy, who is joining us this morning. Good morning, Srinjoy. What do you make of this map? Expansionist ideas, one of the many expansionist ideas that President-elect Donald Trump has.
Yes. As far as Donald Trump is concerned, he's not even president, but his shopping spree has actually begun. He wants Canada to be the 51st state. And of course, he also wants to buy Greenland from Denmark. Greenland, of course, is very close to America, just north of it, and is the world's largest island. So this is Trump's shopping spree even before he becomes president. Now, this is something Canada has not liked, because Canada has said that this is completely out of the question. It cannot even be imagined. So that's really there. Besides, the Danes are also not happy with the idea. They made it very clear they have no wish to sell Greenland to to the United States. That's not happening too, is what the Danes say. So no Canada to America, as you would expect, and no Greenland to America, again, as you would expect. But Donald Trump has already begun wishing for both. And it will be interesting to see what he does when he does become president. Because he still has a little way to go before he takes over. But the Canadians are unhappy, the Danes are unhappy, and Donald Trump is making it clear that buying Greenland would be a good business decision. Let's not forget that Trump has worked in real estate in the past, and he also believes that if Canada were to become part of America, then his favorite word would not work, because his favorite word, he says, is tariff. And he wants to impose a 25% tariff on all Canadian goods coming into America. So if Canada were to become part of America, then there would be no tariffs on Canadian goods from the 51st state coming into India. So it's all very interesting. And we'll have to see what Trump does when he does become president.
Well, once a businessman, Srinjoy will always remain a businessman, isn't it? But even if we talk about, Donald Trump and his dreams to achieve Canada as the 51st state, do you believe that this is how the dynamics that have already been changing victory in November elections? Of course, what has been predicted with Justin Trudeau has already happened.
Well, as far as Justin Trudeau was concerned,
unfortunately, losing that connection there with Srinjoy, but let's put that post out once again of what President-elect Donald Trump seems to be suggesting, rather not for the first time, when he has made this idea, or he has floated this idea for a possible merger of Canada with the United States. However, this very idea has now met with strong criticism that is now coming from the Canadian Foreign Minister Melanie Joly, who has rejected Donald Trump's renewed call to merge Canada with the United States, stating that these threats won't work. Addressing controversial remarks of the President-elect, Joly has been emphasizing Canada's sovereignty, declaring that the nation would not back down, especially when it comes to Trump's proposal that has ignited a lot of backlash, where Melanie Joly has been accusing him of ignorance about bilateral relations. And Trump's suggestion was, however, met with ridicule in Canada. Let's get in a word from Rishabh also, who is joining us live. Well, Rishabh, changing dynamics, changing perception, changing equations that has now been witnessed. Of course, the idea that has been floated by Donald Trump, not for the first time, as he wants Canada become the 51st state of the United States of America.
Well, Amita, definitely. This is not the first time that Donald Trump has said that he wants to have Canada as 51st state of the United States. He have repeatedly called Justin Trudeau the governor of Greater Canada in past as well. Initially, it looked like political bullying, but now it looks like an economic threat. Last evening, while speaking to media, Donald Trump said that, he would try and annex Canada, not by military force, but by economic force. Choice of word is very clear. Given that the situation in Canada right now, the cost of living is quite high, the taxations are to a level where the government, in bid to woo voters, have to give tax holiday for 2 months to the Canadians, and that is what Justin Trudeau announced last month. Now that Justin Trudeau has announced his resignation and him stepping down as leader of Liberal Party as well as Prime Minister of Canada, once the party chooses the new leader, later today, in the annual convention of the party, this looks like another push by Donald Trump. Donald Trump has been talking that how there is, imbalance in trade between Canada and United States, and how he intends to impose 25% of tariff on the goods and services coming in from Canada to the United States, and has offered that if Canada merges with America, the 25% tariff can be avoided. He also called the border between Canada and United States as a fictional line. So in a way, Donald Trump, even before taking over the presidency for the second time, has put forward his plan. And it's not only Canada that he's talking about. As Shinja was rightly pointing out, that he's talking about Greenland, buying Greenland from Denmark. He's also talking about the Panama Canal, toward the south. Because why is Panama
These
Canal
ideas that are now being floated, however, when it comes to the changing dynamics, well, it seems to see, as far as Justin Trudeau is also concerned, because he has just recently resigned, but he too, in a way, has opposed the very idea of a possible merger, which Donald Trump seems to think that Canada can become the 51st state of the United States of America. Thank you very much for the moment, Rishabh. But in the meantime, let's talk about when it comes to the visual. As the US President-elect Donald Trump and his expansionist ideas are concerned, because this time he has proposed a merger between the United States and Canada, not happening for the first time now, but this is the map that he has now shared on his account. Oh, Canada, he goes on to say, as far as this region, which is actually known as the territory of the United States of America, has now included Canada as well. Now, Donald Trump, who has been sharing this map depicting Canada as part of the United States, seems to be reiterating his vision of Canada becoming the 51st state or the US state, as part of the broader expansionist agenda that he has promoted since winning the November 2024 elections. Now, the President-elect Donald Trump has been the idea of making Canada the 51st American state ever since he met Prime Minister Justin Trudeau after winning the 2024 elections, where he is also mentioned in the several social media posts and timeline, in some time also referring to Prime Minister who resigned on Monday as Governor Trudeau. Let's get in a word